one of my favorite spots ever to have gotten to run a game, because I'm getting to run the second half of this series of Aether Seekers of the Heart and Aether RPG series that we are doing here on Word of Tales. I am Angela Lemos Mogrovejo. I use she, her pronouns, and I have been blessed to be your self-designated GM title of Shadow Weaver as we go through a journey up the mountain of Umbra, the world of Umbra, the world shadow that I've created for folks, and that my fantastic cast of players here who are all here, and I'm so happy we have Nikki back. Anytime they're gone, I'm just sad. But now that we have everybody back, we get to go into the aftermath of a whole bunch of stuff that just went down last session of, oh boy, we had so many things pop off and happen, and oh boy, we got to get into it. But first, I'm going to let everyone very quickly introduce themselves, name, pronouns, and character name and pronouns. So I'm going to start off, almost as always, with Hector.
Hi, my name is Hector. My pronouns are he, they, and I am playing Esper, the first guardian of the Sun Gardens. Pronouns are he, him.
Next up, the return of our amazing Nikki.
Hello there, I'm Nikki, he, they, and I will be playing Sonorum, they, them, our walking boulder person. Yeah.
It was like one additional turn. I was like, nah, fucking no more.
Yeah.
Our perpetual chaos pirate, who we all adore for a variety of different reasons, Jenna.
Hi everyone, I'm Jenna and I play Moore. We both go by she, her.
The incomparable and absolutely talented Kestrel.
Hi, I'm Kestrel, pronouns she, they, and today I'll be adorning the role once again as Mother Mercy, she, her.
And last, but certainly not least, the also incomparable Caro.
Yeah, hello, I'm Kara, pronounced she, they, and I'm going to play Juvil, pronounced he, they.
Juvil has had a heck of a time last session with just being personally attacked by fire resistance by multiple creatures and such.
Come on, you liked it.
I mean, yes, actually, it's one of my favorite things. Specifically, the nuclear 12 stress fireball thing you launched off at somebody.
You know what?
Whack, whack.
But so before we get jump immediately into all of this, I want to do quick content warnings for everyone. So we've had ongoing themes here of elements like talking about insects, of aesthetics that are very much about overgrown plant life and lichens. We've had certain discussions of really messy and at times toxic and unhealthy relationships, specifically with Jenna's character, that we have talked ahead of time and we have checked in about like when it's okay for me to push more on that. And we have talked ahead of time as well about lines, veils, and also using things like XN and O, which is X will nix that material entirely. And we want to move on from the scene. And O, hurt me mommy, I guess, is the theme of this table, considering how my players are.
Yeah.
I know all of you. But if any of those topics are something that can prove triggering or deeply uncomfortable for you, please feel free to step away. We hold no ill will towards you. Always take care of yourselves before trying to enjoy any material. And again, we won't be mad if you're watching out for your own health instead of sticking around. Much love to everyone who has been taking the time to not only watch the vids, to make clips of our fantastic moments, like our wonderful producer Aida, who's been making some stellar edits of statements I've made that will live on forever, and it will be on the internet for all of time. I cannot let go of those things. Pirate Carmen Sandiego will live on in glory, infamy, something of that sort. That's the appropriate response, Jenna. But with all of that out of the way, we're going to jump back into the world of Umbra as we begin session number 5, Embrace the Discord. And if any of you make a Discord server joke during any of this, I will increase the difficulty of your final boss. I swear to God, I will.
Please make a joke. Please make a joke.
Don't do it. I've already been talking with Marcus on designing the final boss. Marcus is helping me, so you can blame Marcus for some of the elements that come up there as well. We jump back into what has been a rather trying and difficult bit of time in the magical theater that has been our setting for the past couple of sessions. the group has stumbled upon in the midst of their journey up to the heavens peaks of Umbra to return a heartstone that is the very life source of this world, and has been dealing with things like, folks having nightmarish manifestations of their worst fears appear, people being consumed by their fears, beloved NPCs and members of their own troops, in Mother Mercy's case, potentially being someone that maybe they don't see worth redeeming, or maybe she does. We've had folks literally having their bodies beginning to turn to ash and decay. Other folks who attempted to initiate some sort of flirtation with our big bad for this past confrontation with, honestly, a lot of success. The only failures of it were entirely out of your control, but you also kept a big bad opera singer from hurting your party, so win, I think. But before we jump back into that tense moment of the aftermath of a ceremony having been happening in this theater, being prevented by the massive demonstration of performative skill by our own Mother Mercy, I want to rewind time just a little bit to the moment in which Sonorum, you are with the party, like beginning to like rush to the stage to prevent this mess from happening, when suddenly from beneath you a trapdoor actually opens and you will fall through and nearly trapped for a period of time. It seems as though someone has actually planned ahead of time for your presence here, and there is almost like crystalline bars holding you trapped here. It's
How
not
far?
a pleasant situation.
How far did I drop? Like enough to take damage, or
no damage, but you're also like, relatively speaking, you are one of the bulkier boys of the group, so it's a lot harder to actually hurt you with that kind of damage. But also, you're getting the sense that like this is very much sensory overload. This place is designed to just overwhelm your senses, and there's a lot of like, you are feeling almost like a backlash wave constantly on loop of sensations. So like if you've ever been somewhere where you're in the middle, you're listening to a song and then someone turns up the volume to like 100 all of a sudden, you're having that kind of intensity, but all of your senses like one after the other. So you'll suddenly feel like a sharp spike of ice like all over your body. You're feeling this weird sensation of taste, which is probably weird for your particular group.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden it just stops. And you see someone cloaked, so it's very difficult to see their face, seemingly has pulled out like a dagger and has been like cutting at very specific spots all around the cage holding you, and has actually unlocked the cage for you entirely. You need to get back to your friends.
Who?
It doesn't matter. If you can tell more, just be patient and to be very careful. Alaric's coming for her one way or another.
Danger.
Yeah. Like the person, like, and again, heavily cloaked, it's very hard to tell. You could, if you wanted to try and tell who it was, you could I would let you do a roll here.
All right.
But it depends whether or not you think Sonorum would care to try and find out who this is.
I think I would, at the very least, want to know if this person is truthful or whether this is like a, like a double bluff kind of deal. So just a sense intention and sincerity.
Yeah, I would say pull for whatever skill you're using and tell me what you draw.
Would this be observation or empathy?
I'll let you pick between those. I think either one, but it will get you different information is how I'll put it for you.
All right, I'll go with empathy then.
Okay, so draw equal to your skill level and then tell me what you have drawn.
Oh,
I
drew 2 kings and 1 6. I'll use 1 king for this.
Okay, we're starting very well here with the king. That's already a triumph.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull up my doc to let you decide. Considering this is out of combat, the triumph, you'll get a perk. So if you would like additional information, you can feel free to ask me whatever. I'll let you ask any particular question, and I will give you additional information to answer that question.
All right. I want to know what I get first. Then I'll. Is that possible? Like
You
what
definitely
I get.
see that this person, like from what you can see being hidden by the cloak, like the person, like as they're putting like the knife and stuff away, you see this is someone who's definitely like pretty well stacked as far as weapons, and you do see a pistol like by the side of their belt. So probably someone of a mercenary bent of some kind.
Okay. As for extra info, is this someone that has sort of like appeared to the party before?
I will put it this way, not to everyone in the party, but at least one member of the party has a personal history with this person.
All right. So at the very least, I get that they are telling the truth and they're sincere in their motives.
Yes. And you get the sense from them mentioning more that it's likely a personal connection to more. Again, you cannot tell gender or any particular notable details about them, but you depend. Did you use observation or empathy?
I use empathy.
Empathy. Okay, I will say because your particular background often leads you to have memories of people, you can at times just have a faint detection of people's emotions. And you have this very faint sensation of a mix of worry and buried deep beneath that worry, extremely deep, is a fragment of affection as well.
Ooh, okay.
Like someone who's trying very hard to watch their feelings right now, but you are, given your background, you know how to pick up on this kind of thing, and you can tell she's they are trying to keep their emotions like in check, but people still reveal things at times.
All right. With that, I will step out of the cage and sort of like looms a bit and go, I trust. Return how I look up.
Let me see if I can like pulls out a bottle. Wait, do you drink this? Do you smash it? Oh hell, I'm just gonna, good luck. Smashes a potion bottle on the ground at your feet, and you feel yourself, all sense of gravity and weight has suddenly gone away from your form as an anti-gravity potion just hits the ground, and the area where it contacted is just sort of gone whoop, and you are sort of shunted back up in the midst of a lot of time actually passed, much more. And so you're coming back to a moment where you're seeing Mother Mercy has taken control of the stage and blocked this tremendous effect from overtaking all of the various spectral entities that you are seeing filling the seats here in the theater. You see more, for some reason, engaging on stage with said opera singer. You see Esper having delivered with the greatsword a rather tremendous hit. And you also see nearby Juville currently pulling out, dealing with a flamberge and like hacking away at this nightmarish fiery lion creature that apparently, and Juville looks way more pissed than usual. And also you do notice, even through his gloves, his hands are mildly beginning to turn at some spots like to ash and falling apart. And we just sort of have that kind of moment of like slow down and rewind in time, and now we're doing the fast forward back to where everyone's at, where we are now at the aftermath of this, and you are arriving in the midst of all this, you're up to date with information with everyone, which includes that Sonorum, the singer, was hiding a Memoria shard in her throat, and it looks very similar to another one of the pieces that belongs to your form.
I would. This is the opera singer, right?
The opera singer is down. She is not dying or anything of that sort. She's incapacitated and is in that
Okay.
position of like no longer a threat to anyone else. Like there's a genuine sense of remorse on her face, and also an element of like she doesn't understand what's just happened. Like she understands what she's done, but it's like someone has suddenly made all of that aware to her at once. Like imagine waking up not remembering anything, and then when you have those moments when you wake up and suddenly, why did I feel so shitty last night? Oh yeah, my girlfriend broke up with me. Oh yeah, she's having that level of realization about it.
Mhm.
Like she knows she did terrible things, but she doesn't understand it fully. And that's kind of where we're all coming back into this moment.
All right. I will retrieve the fragment and sort of look at it for a bit and turn back towards the. She's still unconscious, right?
Yeah, she's like she can respond, but she's not really going to be giving long answers to anything right now. If not by sheer physical duress that she's under, then pure mental exhaustion.
How, where, claim, and I'm going to try to sense, because I'm like trying to like prompt her mind to go back to where she got this crystal from, this Memoria shard from, and then try to read anything from her.
Yeah. You go through a similar set of memories that Moore went through last session, which was essentially Alaric kind of feeding into her desire to be appealing, to be beautiful. And all of a sudden, like draconic wings beginning to like emerge out of his back, and him just sort of like putting a hand down on her and like almost spreading an aspect of his will and his power to her, and like almost forcibly putting the shard in her throat as a result of that. He didn't actually like put a shard, but like whatever she may have found, whatever he gave to her, that's how she chose to take it based off of his suggestion. It's in like she agrees to it, but it's very much like it's iffy as to whether or not this was actually what she wanted to do.
Alaric, more friend, freed me. And I'm going to reach out, unsure of how to say it a bit more, grab a shard and holds it out for more touch.
Do you
You
put the
will.
shard close to you?
Yeah, she'll put it out and touch it, their hand or whatever.
And you get what I saw, experience below the stage or below the ground level when I fell through. The figure, what they said about Alaric, and also the emotions that they were feeling that I was able to glean as well, the affection and the sorrow, worry, I mean, yes.
Would I, based on like, and I can kind of see this memory in my mind, or
Yes, you see
Okay.
it.
would I be able to, Angela, would I be able to figure out who that person is?
You know that tone of voice.
Mm.
You heard it very recently as she was pointing a pistol out of you as you were attempting to climb into the pirate ship.
Mm-hmm.
She was pointing a pistol. I thought I said crystal for a second. I was like, if she was pointing a crystal gun, that would be even worse. Pistol pointing at you, bad. Crystal gun, even worse.
Yeah.
And as you absorb, Sonora will go, Alaric, who? Shard. I hold up the Memoria shard again. How?
I don't know how he got that specifically. Are you asking who he is?
Yes.
Well, he's a pirate captain on the. I don't know if we named the layer that Moore is from, but
No,
the-
we didn't.
we did not. So
Random name generator.
Yeah, quick.
You've all sinned. I will make you all demand.
It's
I
the
will
bi-
demand recompense for this.
It's the bi-panic layer.
The Bipanic spelled a bit different.
bi-panic pirate layer.
It has an
But
apostrophe.
but it's spelled BYPANIK.
Yes.
Is how it's spelled.
The Bipanic. Pronounce it a bit different.
Not quite.
Port Biponic.
Yeah.
Or Biponic. Okay.
Yes.
I am so tempted to make this the official name. I will consider it. But
It's been
you
spoken.
have so it is spoken, so it shall be. But
Yep.
yeah, you have that sense. And I will also say, Sonorum, you do feel the shard resonating with your body as well.
I look back
Norm.
and, oh, yes.
The shape of I had it in my bag for a while before you came back. The shape is and I will Angela, I'll point out where my character realized that it might fit.
Sonorum looks at the shard a bit, sort of like scrutinize it a bit, then rotates and plucks it back in place.
There is a rush of sensations. There's a sense of happiness. You feel like there's a joy that you lost a very long time ago that's returned to you. And there is a set of memories that comes back to you all of a sudden. You feel you see sunlight, like you're outside. And you see again the figures who you traveled with before, a beautiful, dashing, very feminine form, seemingly like pirate garb, very dark, kind of brownish skin, a rapier and a pistol. You see a construct who seemingly has a face that's entirely black, but with golden filigree and elements are forming where a face would be. You see a Triton-esque woman there, and you see a lion-faced individual. And you also see the person who looks like an ancestor of Esper. And there's a feeling like there's a fire happening and that there's food like lunch being made and you're all sitting down and you're able to interact with all of them. They're looking at you with such happiness and joy. How does Sonorum react in that moment to seeing that?
For I would say confusion first, because I'm guessing like this is probably the first time, like, I mean, no one has felt sunlight before, right? Like it's like a alien concept here in this world.
If it happens, it's very rare and it's very filtered. Like it's the kind of thing where like even Esper, who's from like the Sun Gardens and such, they have very controlled environments and ways in which the sun is like made to affect things there. So like, because this is the thing, light sources are often bioluminescent or crystalline or arcane in nature. So when light does come through naturally, it's through like cracks in the walls that like it's the equivalent of people having to make repairs on construction in the roads. Like if cracks get really bad, people could get hurt. So sun is not really a common thing to experience.
Yes. And so I guess Sonora will feel surprised first at this, and then again confusion about who these people are that they seem to know but don't remember. And then the loss comes back over them. Like whatever they had with these people, they clearly mean a lot to them, but they don't remember. And that memory loss is sort of like doubled from when they first received the memory. And you sort of see that their crystals sort of like dull down a bit as they process the memory.
The memory continues.
Ooh.
And it's that sense of sadness you feel. It almost like it does like a scene change in the memory. It's now nighttime. And all of them are kind of gathered around you. And there is a distinct look on a couple of their faces of like, we can't ask them to do this. Like, we can't. We're asking them not to remember anymore. We're asking them not to remember us. And then you hear a couple other voices saying, it's the only way that we're going to make sure no one ever remembers where this stuff is. At least not in any amount to be a huge problem for anybody. It's like, but how can we ask them to do this for us? And you hear your own voice in the kind of single word or monosyllable like tone that you always speak in. Just say the word, like reach out to all of them, like because you are a big like body, just reach out to all of them almost like in a big hug and just say friends. And you see Esper's ancestor just sort of take a blade. It's very precise. And they say to you, are you sure about this? And you respond, safe, friends. And you hear Esper's ancestor say to you, we love you, Sabri. We won't ever forget you. Memory ends. You have remembered the name. I'll put it in chat for you. It Nikki, for out of context, it is I believe it's the Arabic, it's an Arabic name that also has Malay and Turkish origins as well. That I believe it either means patient or like emotion. But you've remembered your name.
And Sonorum is silent for a while, just a full-on statue there. And then they begin to move ever so slightly. Friend, family, loss, memories. Sabri, my name. And then they just sort of like step away for a bit, alone, process, and then they sort of like just crouch and goes into like almost like sleep mode for a bit, and they just close off.
Meanwhile, attention going over to Juville for a moment. Juville, how are you handling your hands? what is your reaction? Because now, like in the midst of conflict, you couldn't really focus on all of that too much.
Yeah.
Now it's not just it's not just you can visually see it. It's you're having like distinct like pain in your hands now.
It's kind of like seeing that like what actually happened, and then slowly this process of like realizing, okay, that is going on, and also like realizing what might have been the cause of it, and like trying to cover this with the sleeve of his just with the sleeve, so that's not clearly visible. And also since there some part has withered away, like also checking if the crystals in the hands are still intact and everything. So.
They're still holding up, but you are seeing there are cracks. But they're it's not breaking, but it's the way that this is going to be the session for those kinds of descriptions. If you've ever seen someone step on like a frozen over lake or a patch of water that's frozen over, and you hear the like noises, and you see the like spreading lines, that it hasn't broken yet. Like it's obvious that it's still holding up, but you legitimately don't know how long you have.
So he might not show it directly, but there is some sensation of fear at this realization that they might break rather sooner than later.
You have that thought to carry forward with now, as going back to more of the stage. You do see Mother Mercy. You do see Sawyer coming up to you, just being like, "Oh dear, oh thank you, oh dear, this has been a lot. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh God, I'm too pretty for this mess.
Would you like some
Oh,
fresh
Lord.
varnish, Sawyer, to help calm your nerves?
Yes. I also have a stock of alcohol. Should I get into that? Does anyone alcohol? Just
Friends?
Make mine a double.
Absolutely.
I like this one. Why have you not brought this one or faster? I like this. Immediately it's like, come with me, dear. Like just I should know how tall is Moore, by the way?
Mora's pretty short. She's like 5'2". And so,
Yeah.
so she was like holding up Michael's hair, who was like taller than her, but like it was awkward, but she was also holding him by the scruff of the neck.
But yeah.
But she drops him and she's like drinking.
Sawyer is definitely like probably like 6 feet, somewhere around there. Like he's definitely one of those who's like not the tallest in the entire theater, but more than makes up for it by sheer like presence of personality. Like his presence is much bigger than he actually is. And so he's just like, so all of you, if you'd like to rest, take care of yourselves, and we process what just happened, I will make sure that someone sees to our lovely singer, and we will I have no words for this. Come just leads to like his private study.
Yeah. Moore is following not, I wouldn't say excitedly, but like, you know, there's an urgent like, yes, need a drink now.
Yeah, you do hear like some hubbub that's happening at the back of the theater. It looks like there's been a small crowd that's gathered there. It's like, have we missed a show? Has something happened? Is like there's and you see Sawyer is just like calling to like Elizabeth and like the intimacy coordinator, just handle that, and you hear like a familiar draconic voice saying something to the effect of like, oh no, did I miss it? I got off at the wrong layer, and like it didn't work out. I didn't miss the show, did I? And it's like, no, you're fine. Current performances are on hold until later. We'll get back to you shortly enough. Just please feel free in the lobby. We'll get you all snacks and drinks of all that sort. Compliments of the house. You just see Elizabeth is having that look like I've literally like it's a look that she also in passing mentions to you, Mother Mercy. It's like I've literally had to facilitate 6 people having an orgy together, and it's far less stressful than this.
Such things do come around once in a while. I do feel sorry for you.
It's far too much. Lord, I'm talking to Sawyer about a raise at some point.
Yeah. I'm going to head over to GV while Sonorum is having their moment. And say, you know, kind of behind the mask. Please let me help.
How?
May I see your hands?
There's some kind of hesitation, but he eventually will like show one of the hands.
So I will take the hands and then like he actually closes his eyes, so you see a darkness behind the masks, like where the eye slits are. And then it's just sort of he closes his eyes, holds your hands, focuses, and then like his hands that are usually like wrapped in like, you know, cloth start to glow. And I would like to spend a potential to no, I would like to, yes, healing is the one that cures conditions. Oh, sorry, healing's the one that cures conditions.
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
I'm asking. So it says I can use an action and 1 potential to end a status effect on yourself or an ally in range,
I
or
would
remove
say
stress from a target equal to your medicine skill level.
I would say that this is more likely to fall under the category of status effect.
Okay.
Given the nature of what it is.
Okay. So actually, instead of a glow, it's more like an ointment because I'm using medicine, not magic. That just sort of gets sort of like rubbed like along the hands very gently, like where the gems are in the cracks. And this balm
The
just
gems
kind
are
of,
on the back of the hands.
oh, they're on the back of the hands.
Yeah.
So like it's almost like a poultice, and then it just sort of like glows with like a warmth, almost like it's pulling the light or like the heat of your own inner fire to try and like repair the flesh.
Could you draw a card for me?
Yes. 8.
8, okay. Juvia, as Esper spends time trying to heal the shards, you feel wherever you've chosen to keep the heartstone, your fragment of it, because all of you have a piece of it as part of the journey carrying you forward, you feel it react to you. And you have 2 images appear in your mind. One, you see your original draconic form restored fully. You are alone entirely. And you see another image that is yourself as you are now. No cracks, no nothing, but you are surrounded by people. Both of these flash through in your mind just very quickly. And you have a sense, there's a sense of comfort that comes to you with Esper doing this. but you have a lingering feeling of uncertainty as well. That each of these paths could be something you follow.
While this is happening, there is some, Esper can probably see this, there is a frown appearing on Jewel's face, as if he is
Oh.
unsure about what is going on, but it's basically just him seeing like these two different kinds of visions and not really frowning about the procedure.
I hope this helps. The medicinal properties of herbs and plants that grow in direct sunlight are incredibly potent. We live in a magical world. The line between magic, medicine, science, sometimes it blurs. I hope I was able to help you heal.
Hopefully it will help for some time.
Well, after we have these big battles, and I anticipate that we are going to be having several, you can rely on me to keep you whole until you arrive on the next step of your journey. We need you to save this world.
Now there's a larger look of confusion of like, okay, like
Esper's just kind. He's just
Esper is the only one of the party aware he's in a JRPG journey right now. One of you is through Biopanic Crisis. One of you is through a reflection journey. One of you is performing. The other one's just like, I just want my fucking body back. But Sawyer is taking Morris' side. Mother Mercy, you're welcome to join. Everyone is welcome to join. It just depends who wants to share the space. But Sawyer's just like, so that happened. Actually, let me see if I can get the body language. Just sort of sitting there, like akin back like this, and he's like, well, that escalated quickly.
That's one way of putting it, yes.
It is currently the way that I'm putting it in order to let myself process that, because that was terrifying, horrible, painful. I saw my life flash before my eyes. It was very beautiful. I was in many performances, many leading roles and such, but I could see all of that about to end. And then I had the most terrifying thought of receiving a 1-star review. It was horrifying. It was terrible. Me, just imagine me doing.
Morgan is taking a long drink at this point.
Esper is just hiding all of the facial expressions behind the mask. There's a whole face journey going on, but it's all
hidden.
It's all hidden.
That's the journey. It's just like, but it's all behind the mask.
I suppose, well, for one, though it is not our responsibility per se that what has happened, I would just like myself to apologize for everything that has transpired over the last few hours. Shall we sort of recuperate in more private quarters and talk more about what our next sort of steps will be? Because, well, it would seem that we're not long for here in the theatre, and we have a larger quest that we have to attend to.
I agree.
By all means, by all means. Yes, we will get you all situated, and also rewards, thanks, gifts. You may have them. I will personally oversee the creation of them. If any of you are of a particular persuasion that likes fooling around with these sorts of things, by all means, I have a department. I have multiple departments that are at your beck and call now. Giorgio. You just see like a very harried Yeah, I'm gonna go with this as an NPC from another thing that I've created that I love because it's basically my partner in an even more flamboyant form. You see what looks like the most stereotypical transmask Selkie you could ever imagine, but they're wearing like a button-up shirt that has bi pride flag and trans pride color schemes.
Oh,
Just flagrantly flamboyant. It's just like, yes, is there something you need? Whatever they want, give it to them. It's like, do you mean in that way or no, gifts, items, not that. I mean, if they're interested in that, by all means, have that conversation, sit down, see what your likes and interests are, but help them. Sawyer's, and you just see, like again, the most butch transmask Selkie you have ever seen, just attentively, like standing at attention, and just ferries off deeper into the theater and comes back with a load of different costumes and like outfit materials. So, for our delightful Mother Mercy and more, should either of you want to spend a portion of this time tinkering and potentially adding something to either your equipment, building amulets or items, by all means do that.
Yeah,
But
like
yeah,
I'll even say to the rest of the party, before I was just a regular production assistant, I did a little bit of tinkering around some of the workshops here. So if anybody would like a sort of firearm, I can sort of spend a little bit of time creating maybe some throwable items or some other kind of weapons, if anybody's interested.
I
oh,
love that.
well, I don't have anything ranged on my person. So
Would you like
yes.
traps? Would you like grenades?
I also have this musket and this pistol that I took from the Crystal Pirate.
Oh, we could take a little look at that, see if we can improve it, build it more to your
Okay.
specs. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. You
Okay.
have done such a great service to the theatre. Even I am in your debt, everyone. So, whatever you need, I'll be at your service.
I'm also
Oh.
adept in magical runes. As well.
Wonderful.
I mean, I'm not like a pro by any means, but
Well, I'm sure by our combined knowledge, we can create something rather spectacular.
Absolutely. She'll ask Sawyer for one for the road.
Yeah.
I want to fill up her flask because there was a gay panic moment on the tram that drained her alcohol supply.
Gone.
it wasn't even gay panic. It was like gay catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
Continuously
Pastor gay.
But
Game
yes,
meltdown.
there we go. There we go. We have gay panic, we have gay catastrophe, and then we have gay meltdown. We have established this more in
Absolutely.
full.
The hierarchy.
Yes.
But so that element is available to you, and also the party is welcome to decide both either above table or in character, like what your next step is. But there is also the option to just take a break right now and recover, because you had or a bit of an ordeal, and taking some rest is generally a good idea too. Because
Yeah.
you do know the one thing that you do have some direction on is that Alaric has mentioned, this was the other thing, Nikki, that you did not hear about in the image that I almost forgot, or in the vision that I almost forgot. Alaric has mentioned that he is making a move towards Glitter Gorge.
Ooh.
And you know that there are alchemists, very, very capable alchemists who could probably like tinker around and figure out how to do stuff with Memoria if they get their hands on it.
All right. Yeah, I'll say at some point, Sonorum finally comes out of their stupor and sort of like lumbers over to everyone. Alaric, danger, find, neutralize.
Well, he is heading to your home lair from last we heard, from information that we gathered. But Sonorum, we need to rest. We need to recover.
If you can show me, Sonorum, where the best place to place a portal is in Glitter Gorge. I could get us there quickly. That way we have time to rest. We don't have to take the tram. Yeah, we don't have to take the tram. We can just portal there. But I need to know where we're portaling because I can't just randomly portal into like a wall or something. That's dangerous.
Yes. Heal. Then go. And Sonorum reaches behind, plucks a small crystal, and holds it out to you more.
She'll take it.
I mean,
She'll hold it. Touch
they-
it, whatever.
yeah, they don't give it to you because that's their memory right there.
Well,
so-
that's fine. She'll just put her hand on it to like get the.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just got this back. Don't you even think about
Give me
taking
that
this
map,
away.
dude. I need your crystal map.
Yeah, and you get an imagery of the Glitter Gorge,
Mhm.
some of the wider places that can accommodate like all of us without phasing us into a wall and suffocating.
Yeah.
Preferred to not have that happen. As anyone who's ever used an ethereal or intangibility spell has discovered, bad things occur when you do that. It just doesn't go well.
Nope,
Yep.
not at all. Moore will want to chat with Juvel a little bit because she definitely noticed the ash and the crystal stuff happening, and she's concerned for Juvel a little bit. So,
Oh.
hey, are you okay? Offers drink a flask.
he will drink a little bit, but like make a face of the because of the taste of it.
Fireball whiskey, for the record.
Yes.
Yes.
Love Fireball. Should be like,
I think I do okay.
okay. Is that going to be an ongoing concern for you? Or like,
I think this will get more problematic.
were you put into a humanoid body, or like, I know how it happened for me, but I don't know how it happened for you.
He eyes you up and down a bit, like unsure what to say at this. They forced me into this body.
Mm. And that body's not strong enough to contain you, is it?
It's not made to contain the magical power. It has not grown with it.
Mm. So I was also put in this body, but this body, it has abilities as well, or it came with them. So it is strong enough to contain me. Now I could strengthen the body you're in, but it would change you.
Oh,
You'll have some additional instincts that you don't normally have. Your emotions might run closer to the surface, especially extremely strong ones. You'll feel the need to bond with others in some sort of pack-like structure. I'm not sure. You'll grow or you might grow. I don't know how it'll work for you, but it's a curse. So it might be temporary for you if you're planning to go to the other body. I'm not sure what the long-term side effects would be, but like,
I think one curse is enough.
yeah, having multiple curses does kind of suck. Just a little. It's fine. But we maybe we could talk to the alchemists. I could maybe try to do something with your stones to strengthen them. I don't know. I'm very. I don't want to see you fall to ash while we're trying to save the mountain. That would not be ideal. Actually, that's kind of terrifying for me. You know, we don't have fire where I'm from, so that's.
I appreciate the offer. And I'm also not really looking forward to what might happen.
All right.
And I wanted to see a specific alchemist as well, who might be able to help.
Okay. Well, if you need anything from me, you know where to find me.
Esper tried to help, and I'm not sure if this will be helping for long. Maybe you have something that might be a bit longer lasting.
I can certainly try to figure something out. You know, talking to the alchemist, we might be able to maybe craft something between me and Mother Mercy and an alchemist, something at least to stave off the incineration of your body. I'm not sure fully what's going on inside you. You're way less concerned than I would be.
It's just the thing that I have no clue how to handle this.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, maybe we can help. And then she'll just kind of awkwardly saunter away. Like,
awkward conversation.
feel better, dragon friend.
The two most socially inept characters somehow trying to bond.
Trying so hard.
So sweet. So awkward.
Unless there's anything significant folks wanted to bring up, pretty much the evening passes without anything significant coming up except for two quick things.
Mhm.
Number one, Mother Mercy. In the midst of dreams, you find yourself suddenly very aware that you are wandering through dreamscape. Like you are having full on like lucid dreaming sensation right now. And you find yourself sitting if you've ever been through an audition process like in an actual theater, there are times where like you have like you're performing like right on the stage and someone's just like the director or the casting person just sort of like, okay, thank you, carry on. But you are in the casting director position, and you're seeing all of a sudden a variety of different people from across the various layers. Someone come up, it's a small dragonoid kind of kid. It's just sort of like, I would like to be a blacksmith when I am older. And just sort of you see another version of yourself nearby and just sort of encouraging that person's like dreams and aspects. And then you see like a taller, kind of gangly, awkward looking like humanoid like teenage gal, like sort of like looking down the ground, and this time she expresses a fear. She expresses that the person she has grown a crush on for the first time ever in one of her classes, what if she doesn't like me in return, or what if she's afraid of me? And you reassuring her. You see bunches, pairs, trios, dozens, almost hundreds of these different scenarios of dreams and fears just go by you. And then your other self sort of turns to you for a moment, says, oh, well, you were always curious about wanting to see what this side of things was like.
Is this not just a fun dream I'm having of what it's like to... Are you saying this is real?
Well, no, but yes. A dream and a fear are merely fonts of possibility, dear. And they have always been the source of many terrible and wonderful things. In fact, much of our life is structured by these things, by that pull of possibility and negation, and by the pull of change and stasis. You've always wondered where you fell in all of this, correct?
Well, it's not my place to question how this works, but yes, it's very interesting.
Well, look at what you could do. In a way, what you are already doing. You are a curator of dreams and fears, my love. You are also a font of possibility for others. Look what you have done for your own group. Reassured, protected, helped.
Yeah,
You're a performer, yes. The stage has always been your home.
it has been, yes.
What is a performer if not an attempt, a gesture towards the possible, towards the navigation of fear, of dreams, of ambition, of all the things we fear we cannot be, and all the things we long to be. That is what you are as an artist, my love. I should know, I am you, or at least a possibility for who you could be.
I like you.
Oh, I love you. You're delightful and wonderful.
You're delightful and wonderful.
And you find that she disappears, and now you're just sitting there. I'm giving you a specific ability, Kestrel, for your character, which is that at any given moment, you may attempt to make a skill check of whatever you would like to shift a scenario into your favor by pulling on the power of the realm of dreams. The theater has always been a place of possibility, of ambition, and of fear, to manifest the things that we are most afraid of, but to at times reflect the terrors of the world so that we can see the more beautiful things in it. By protecting it so wonderfully, you've even reached into the realm of dreams itself, and it has come to thank you.
This is really cool.
You're welcome.
Thank
You wanted to know what Mother Mercy's place in this world is. You, by your actions, have made her steward of possibility.
I think there's like, as she's taken the place of like that possibility in her dream, like I think it just sort of fades with her like seeing the next person come on stage and then doing the same thing again. It's like, oh, this feels very natural.
Mother Mercy, you have the best sleep you've ever had. Reminded of all the past life you have had before this form you now take in the theater, but knowing that possibility itself is with you. More. You, in the middle of the night, you hear a voice speaking to you in your room.
This
Hey.
isn't in my head. It's just to be clear.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, someone is like, because you've all been able to get your own rooms because
Ooh.
Sawyer does not hold out expenses for people who literally saved his theater. Sawyer's going to put big energy, big resources into the stuff that he likes and the people he likes. So you have your own room, but you just sort of see, and you are trained in this kind of thing.
Mhm.
You like look at like one particular corner that like the person has tried to hide themselves very well. You know exactly where they're at, but you hear someone say, "Are you awake?
I am.
You want to take a walk with me?"
Sure. More will
Cloaked
get up
figure.
and join her for a walk.
You walk for a little bit and you see that as much as the theater occupies so much of this layer, there are little other spots, homes. There's full, think the like Greek performance kind of style stages are like really
Ooh.
open, and then other spots that have like the circular dips going into the ground, but the seats are like overflowing with lichenous matter that's covered over it and sort of created its own distinct seats. And then there are other spots where you see someone, like, instead of there being quote unquote lighting fixtures, there's someone who's kind of just waving their hands and like pulling like very minute amounts of flame out of these little lanterns that are dotting along the streets, and just sort of like you overhear like this person talking with another person. "They have you on the next shift, Polly?" "Yeah, I'm good, George. Don't worry about it." How's Jimmy treating you?" It's like, honeymoon is great. Got back feeling really great about everything. It's been good. "Oh, well, good for you. Good for you. I thought there was something good between you two." But this individual just walks and just sort of sits down in the middle of the theater.
Well, if Alar keeps trying to kill me, I'm going to start taking it personally. I assume you're not here to do that.
No, I'm not. Pulls back the hood, and of course, you see it's Wilhelmina. I kept wondering what he saw in you.
What do you think he saw in me?
I think the same thing he sees in everyone he pretends to love. Something else he can use.
It's very possible.
What are you planning to do about him?
That's a great question. I don't know. He can't continue on the road that he's on. It would be nice if he would listen and just go back to his corner of the world. But I think the megalomania has kind of taken over a little bit.
I think so too.
He's gone too far.
I don't think he thinks he's gone far enough yet.
And I suppose we'll have to do what we have to do. I don't want to, but
Even after all this, you don't want to.
no. But I mean, if he keeps going, where does it end? He's purposefully tried to sabotage getting the Heartstone. That's the entire, like, what are you going to rule over if you destroy the entire civilization of the mountain?
I think he wants whatever's still, well, holding on to life.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he's the king of ruin, it's still something for him. You know him, he wants attention.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get what he wants,
It's true. He doesn't deal well with not getting what he wants.
he doesn't deal well with no's.
No, he doesn't. It's something he either needs to learn or life might get complicated for him. Are you going to join him in the Glitter Gorge?
She doesn't say anything, but her face definitely says the equivalent of like, what choice do I have? Like she sort of does like one of these.
I mean, you have choices.
I don't know if I'm as brave as you are.
What do you think it would take for you to, I mean, are you going to be able to stop him if he goes too far? I mean, he's already gone too far, but
You could say that. And you see her pull back her sleeves, and you see her hands have signs of burns on them.
you do that?
No, not to me. It's part of what he's making sure people are staying with.
How did it happen then?
Tried to help one of my friends. Just
Hmm.
touching them felt like burning off a whole bunch of skin.
What caused the burning?
You know what a thrall is?
I have some concept of it, yes.
Imagine more of the crew becoming like him,
Um,
what he's really like.
It's not good.
No. And it's about that moment where I started to wonder if he was going to do that to you.
I'm not sure that's a possibility anymore. More
didn't
will
want
just
to-
crack her wrist and then the claws like kind of
Well,
extend from her fingertips.
I didn't
I've
want to
got
wait
the
and
other
find
one.
out.
That's fair. You think that's what he's planning for me?
I think he's going to get whatever he can to make sure he's shored up for Oblivion.
Hmm.
So, all I'm saying is, please be careful, Morrigan. She like holds your hand.
Mhm.
You can tell it's painful for her, but she holds it.
You think that he would anticipate us going to Glitter Gorge?
I think he's waiting.
Hmm. In that
Or
case,
he's going to make sure that you can't avoid it.
in that case, she pulls out the necklace that she had ripped off of Gertrude. And she takes out a piece of paper and a writing utensil. I don't know, like whatever, quill, whatever we got at this point,
Yeah,
right?
I got you.
And she scrolls a note that just says, "If you keep trying to kill me, I'm going to start taking it personal. Heart L." Would you make sure he finds this somewhere?
Will do.
Don't let him
Yeah.
know that you were the one that was responsible for it. But
I'll try.
if he knows I'm coming anyways, we might as well make it a game. He likes games.
Pulls back sleeves. He says, and more, I get it now. And I'm sorry I judged you wrong.
Okay.
And if you're okay with it, Jenna, she does lean in very quickly, gives a peck on the cheek, and then she
Mhm.
just cloak over her head. And with that scene at an end, now we're going to break because I wanted to break 10 minutes ago, but that was a scene I wanted to make sure I got through. So we're going to go to break 10 minutes. We'll be right back, everybody. This has been so amazing so far. We'll see you very soon. Hello, everybody. We are back here for Aether Secrets of the Heart during our second half of our 5th session. We are already halfway through this series, and oh boy, this session has been emotional as fuck. Because folks decided that they wanted to give some really interesting backstories. So I'm like, cool. Poke those knives in deeper, everybody. Just gonna see how that goes. But as we've had the nighttime encounter with person who doesn't hate her and just gave her a smooch, that's a thing to consider. Mother Mercy, the new steward of possibility and dreams, and Javille and Sonarum having their experiences, and Esper, you got comfortable sleep. You had the least eventful sleep of everyone else. You just slept. Everyone else has just had the other thoughts about stuff happening, and it's the next day. It is time for y'all to decide, where are you heading next? What's your next plan?
We heard a lot about Glitter Gorge, so is that where we want to head to after the theater?
Yes.
I agree. Let's go. Let's go to the Glitter Gorge and handle this dragon. We only have so much time left.
Very
Yeah.
true.
All right.
Very well. I'll say my goodbyes to Sawyer and everyone else I know at the theater. Make sure that Gertrude is as well as she can be. And
There's just a look of absolute contrition and penance. She's just nothing but like, She just has a perpetual look of, oh, I fucked up. Oh, I fucked up so badly that I don't even know how to process how badly I fucked up.
I think Mother Mercy would leave her with some parting comfort, I think. Gertrude,
Yes.
now I understand that, you know, per your whatever interaction you had with whatever individual, you know, a lot of people were hurt over the last couple of days, well, longer than that, while I was away. But I want you to understand that I, at the very least, don't hold you entirely responsible, considering you weren't fully present within your own mind or body while this was occurring.
I thank you. There's like a sense, like you see her like trying to hold back, and then she like kind of like puts hand on shoulder and is like, do you think he'll ever forgive me?
Forgiveness is tricky. You know, there's a desire to repair what has been broken, but it is a two-way street that both must cross. I believe that you can do everything in your power to recompense, but whether or not he does forgive you, understand that you are not condemned to an afterlife of guilt and shame. You can only stew in those emotions for so long.
Thank you. I'm going to go speak with Sawyer to see what I can do to help repair the damage I've done.
Of course. And I'm not going to be back for a little while. I've got more of this quest to do, so feel free to use any of my equipment or even my room if you need time away from what is too familiar.
You're muted, Angela.
Fuck. God damn it. Every single time. She says, thank you.
Yeah.
This is what I get for trying to hit the mute button, like the shortcut for it, and it double doing it.
And I'll leave Gertrude with that.
Party convenes. What steps are you taking now, folks? What you doing?
So, shall we head to the tram?
Oh, no. More has us covered.
Oh,
Um, oh shoot, wait, do I know that? Was I around when you talked to Sonorum about that?
I assume that you were in the
Oh,
vicinity
okay,
enough
okay.
to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as soon as the tram comes up, there's like a little bit of nervousness, a hint of nervousness, where Esther's like, no. More has us covered. Sonorum, you gave some of your, you let More know a place that we can go. We're all packed. Everyone is ready.
Mhm.
Let's go and prepare for a conversation. If a conversation doesn't work, let's go deal with your ex more.
Might be a little column A, column B. She just pulls like a piece of chalk out of her pocket and just like starts drawing in the air like some sigils, because she's like, this is a little more involved than portaling across a room. So just she's
Okay.
humming, and then she just like, and then a portal opens, and
Sonorum,
Yeah.
what location did you give More as a possible location to portal to? This is me also asking Nikki. What location do you want a freehand design to be in the Glitter Gorge that is your home lair?
I will say it's sort of like the main chamber that Sonorum resides in whenever they're back in this part. So it's like this almost like a small little alcove like area that is mostly cleared of crystals, and it's sort of like flattened to be like a sort of almost because Sonorum, they don't really need a bed or anything. So this is the place where they'll just go to the center of the room and just there and then just turn off for a bit.
Power down.
Yeah,
Power
just
down
power
mode.
down. Yeah.
Okay.
But around the place they are like arranged for on the occasions where like other people visit. So there aren't actually like tables or chairs, but they're just like, rocks sculpted into like, just like a cylinder just placed there, and smaller cylinders to form like chairs or stools for people to sit in. And they're all very like uneven and
You don't really have human proportions, so they're just not really designed for people to be there.
Yeah.
Or like approximation of people shapes.
Yeah, mostly.
Roughly.
Yeah, and basically there's like just an entrance that leads out to the rest of the gorge. But yes, that is where we are deposited. It's relatively safe.
Yep. All right. Last check. Anyone want anything else to do on this layer before we move into Galeport?
No, I wrote down my 2 cool new items that y'all made that we got for the
Sweet.
theater, and I'm heading into the portal. I will put a hand on Moore's shoulder as the portal is open, and I will say, I've learned a lot from here. Take the lead, Moore. I'll back you up.
Oh, I don't know that I should be in charge of peopling, but
When dealing with Ulrich, I think you and Juvie have a lot on the line,
yeah.
and I think I stepped on some toes, and I'm gonna take a step back and I'm gonna trust.
You're fine. I mean, like, it happens. We lose our tempers. Don't worry about it.
I will say, your rock exercises were also very helpful. So I think there's some peopling skill in there.
Portal of arcane nature slowly begins to close. No, I'm just kidding. That would be
Oh,
funny.
no.
You're just like having
More
this
just starts
tender
throwing them
narrative-
through. Like,
Final Fantasy moment, grab the hilt, lean in
Todd
slightly,
leans in.
and move.
So there is so it is instantaneous, but you do have that feeling of like walking through like a corridor for a split second, and you just like you pop through, and there's like a split second where you're like where everything does go dark, just as like reality has to like reboot for a second to finish the other connection. So it's like, do we do this right? It opens up, and you all land in a place that is entirely covered in frost and ice.
Oh.
Really?
This is not natural, right? Not how I left
No.
the place.
This place should not be like this.
Okay.
This like all the seats that you have for your spot in the area that's quote unquote your bed location, there's frost, there is ice, and you actually see, if you have any friends who've ever taken time to visit you before, there is one person who's just frozen in place as you arrive.
Wrong. What
And
happened?
it's right around now also that you feel like a blizzard
Oh.
just beginning to rush out from the entrance to your cave.
Unnatural. How?
So for like flavor, actually, no, I would like to use a skill.
Oh,
I'm going to focus Aether RPG to channel like a dome of light to create a barrier around all of us. I already have like mage armor, but what I'm doing is I'm using the skill to try and see if I can like manipulate it so I can
you want to
create
make
like
a safe zone for the party
a
to not
safe
be
zone
getting
for
hit
the
by the
party.
blizzard,
Exactly,
particularly
because-
your fire enthusiast friend over there.
Right, exactly.
Draw for your skill for whatever
Okay.
Aether G's skill level is.
Yes, Aether RPG, which is 3.
Oh,
Whew,
bump
okay.
that one up.
I did.
Cool.
I got a 6,
Okay, we got 6,
an 8,
8.
8, and a king.
Okay.
Ooh.
So that is a triumph automatically.
All right.
So I
Okay.
will let you choose between, do you want to do an extra cool thing or do you want to know more information?
I think knowing be right now. Is just channel this like warm like light that just create, whatever happens.
Okay. Information wise, as you're pulling through this is very strongly unnatural, and this is magical in nature. This effect is clearly magical in nature, and it is not by it is by design, but it is not something that is normally present here. Like, even though you are not like a resident of this spot, your strong pull to the aether of this layer is giving you the sense that like this should not be the way this place is.
I've managed to make us some protection, but this sonorum is, I can also sense that this is wrong. This is not the way it should be. There is powerful magic making this place this way. I can give us some warmth and some shelter so that we can figure out what our next move is, but we need to find the source of this.
Power. Where?
I'm going to sit down in like a meditative state, close my eyes, and then I'm going to invite, I'm going to try and sense through the ether the source of this power. If anyone else knows any rituals or anything that could help, I would appreciate your assistance.
Yeah. If anyone else wants to
Uh,
try and use a skill of some kind
Would
to make their own check.
would lore be good here? Identification is a thing here, and magical history would.
I would say yes. I think lore would be appropriate here. I would let lore go.
Okay.
So lore. So
Uh,
draw. If you're doing a skill check for that, Nikki, that will be lore. Draw for your lore skill.
Okay.
As for you're doing yours, is anyone else doing their own check? Because
yeah.
depending on what you use, will give you different information about what's possible to obtain here.
All right.
Okay.
I got a 4 and a 10. I'll use the 10 for this one.
All
Okay.
right, let me double check my Aether RPG and look at my spirits, healing, status effect, curses, soul magic. Okay, so I'm sort of reaching out to sort of like do like a detection to see like the source of, because Aether RPG also covers curses, right? So
Yes.
I'm gonna try and reach out and see if this is some kind of curse and what not or like what the source is. Gosh, so nervous because it's a card draw. All right. All right. I drew a 10. Yeah,
Okay.
lordy, y'all. A 10, an 8,
Okay.
and an ace, which I think gives like an automatic
Yeah. That is going
tragedy,
to give an
right?
automatic
Difficulty.
tragedy. So that is going to
Uh,
be a complication in the narrative. Mark your tracker, your omen
okay.
tracker.
My omen
Esper.
tracker. Got
Yep. So if you're going with the 10, so that'll give you a success, but there will be a complication. I'll fit that in. Before I give the info for Sonorum and Esper, is anyone else doing a check right now?
The
Um,
closest.
I actually think that she would have pulled shiny things out of the thing, like amulet type things that she could have made into amulets, and she's trying to create something that can help her friends adapt to the cold environment.
Oh, you're trying to. Oh, okay. Do your check for that, and I'll tell you what the degree of protection is. There will be some protection no matter what, but I'll tell you what happens depending on the level of
Okay.
success. So let's resolve that
And
one
this
first, and
is
then I'll get into Esper. and then-
Sigildry, right?
So yeah, if you're using Sigildry, so draw equivalent to your skill level in that number
Mhm.
of cards.
All right. Oh, that's good. I got a jack and a 5.
Okay, are you using the Jack of the 5?
I feel like I should use the jack. Might be funny if I use the 5.
Feel a
Do
bit
you want me to
embarrassed,
draw
actually.
for each one or just for?
No. So it's more a matter of if you choose the 5, you could get a partial success, but you could bank the Jack for something later. Because remember, that's the benefit if you take partial success.
I'm
So you
gonna
get to
take the
bank a
partial
card.
success because it might be funny.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay,
But
so-
also I want the jack for later.
So yeah. Here's what I'll have you. You are able to make something that is particularly for, I'll say, like Juvie.
Hmm.
He will be not uncomfortable through the process, but you do set on fire portions of his clothing.
Ooh, sorry.
It malfunctions and they're-
sorry.
I'm gonna let Juvie pick which aspect of his clothing gets ruined by
I'm not
this.
used to doing this where there can be fires.
Parts of his top coat gets a little singed.
But you are able to protect Juvie and others from it. So there will be no sort of frost effect that is going to affect you all negatively. That would have essentially been having, with a mix of both Esper's work and your work more, the party is
Mhm.
protected from, in trying to navigate this place, I was going to give you an automatic poison condition from just dealing with the weather until you found a way to combat it. This will negate that entirely. You just ruined part of Chewie's outfit, but it's a small price to pay.
It's already
Um,
partly
bye.
destroyed.
I'll buy you
So
a
no-
new outfit.
Sonorum, your knowledge of this place tells you that, particularly with like matters of curses, the way that alchemists work here, there's occasionally some folks who get it in their heads to try and do something kind of extreme, particularly with more esoteric materials. So it can cause localized climate change effects. But something to this scale is likely something causing it's something has to be generating this consistently. Like, this is not something that can be done just like a full-on effect and change to the environment. Either has to be a massive level of magic that dwarfs anything you've seen in ages, or someone has to be tinkering with something that's having it be an ongoing effect.
So an object.
So something has to be the source of what's causing this.
Right.
You will have a sense of that based off of what Esper picks up, because
Okay.
Esper, with your success, what you pick
Yep,
up
I'm
is
gonna do
that
the 10.
you have this strong sense, because was it you were using Aether G as well?
Yeah, I was using Aether G, which
Aether G,
covers like curses, soul magic, and
Here's the
spirits,
thing.
healing, and status effects as well.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
You actually, particularly the aspect mentioning souls,
Yes.
what you're actually feeling and also hearing are people shivering out in the cold. You are feeling folks being affected by this, and this effect, the way that it's happening, suggests to you that it's like the heat is being leached out of the entire area. And here's the thing. You have a sense of what is doing it, because you feel you drew the ace as part of, you played an ace as part of your draw, correct? Okay.
Yes, the
So
ace is part of
you-
my draw.
So you feel your spirit. Part of doing this whole process being meditative is your spirit We're gonna go full Doctor Strange astral form kind of element for a sec.
Here we
Leaves your body
go.
moving through, rising throughout the center of the gorge is a massive pirate ship that has been armored and reinforced with aspects of Memoria on it. And there is a moment like that's unsettling enough, but you're moving through this, you feel something pull you closer to the ship so that you're now sitting in the main in the private captain's cabin with
Okay.
Alaric for a moment. I will say, not looking particularly human or even undead. Like half dragon, half human at this point, but like with an undead bent to it.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. That's
Oh,
real
no.
bad.
Somebody's being curious. How nice. Well, if you're interested in knowing just what you're up against, why don't I show you? Inhales and like lets out a stream of fire directly at you. You take 3 stress immediately, Esper, and you snap
I've-
out of it. Your body, you all watch
Oh,
as like
yeah, yeah,
Esper
yeah.
just gets set aflame in the midst
Does-
of your safe zone. This should not be happening.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, that
Oh.
wasn't me this time. Just
Did that just
saying.
like did that just like blast through my barrier? My magical
No,
barrier?
it was localized within the barrier.
Oh,
It attached to your soul and punched through the ethereal plane to hit you and burn
Oh,
you.
that's totally different.
This is the kind of features and abilities that only certain kinds of beings have access to. This is what an older dragon has access to in terms of power. Because Juvie definitely recognizes what's happening to you. Juvie knows that flame.
I shout out like really like angrily, like ah, as I like wake up, and then just sort of fall to my hands and knees for a moment, and as I'm like the steam is coming off my body, does my regeneration only work in combat?
I'm gonna give it to you. You're fine. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
It'll
My
come in.
wounds it's just very
this is more to get across
slowly.
the point that this is 3 stress of damage and you get the sense that if anything else had been in line with you, it would also be taking that damage. So this is not a like, oh, it fires and it just happens to just hit you. No, this is a stream of an older worm's fire breath.
There is a massive pirate ship, which I believe is Alarix, that I believe is the source of what's leaching all of the heat from this place. I can feel all of the souls reaching out in pain as they're all cold. My spirit, my spirit was pulled onto a lark ship, and I saw him in his draconic form, tinged with darkness. And then he knew I was watching, and then said, "If you're really curious about my power, let me show you." And then I was wreathed in flame.
That sounds right.
How
sounds
did he
about-
do that? How did it? I have my barrier is I don't. I'm gonna have to defer to the expertise of everyone else here. I've never encountered a foe like this before.
Where?
There is a ship And you said like I flew up in the air and it was like above
it looks like it's just coasting through the gorge. Like
it's coasting
just
through the gorge, and I kind of like just for flavor's sake, I pull out like, an arrow and fire my new longbow in the direction of where it is.
give me one moment.
Shoot first, ask questions later. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, I just drew for this. It does not hit anyone in your party immediately.
No,
I want to
uh-uh.
remind you, blizzard
Oh yeah,
going
blizzard.
into the cave.
Yeah.
You're shooting an arrow directly
More
into
just
it.
like Doxy's like, careful.
Oh, sorry about that.
It does. You hear the like cartoony thing hits into the cave around you.
Should make it so comfortable in our camping spot. I forgot about the rest of the storm.
But it's in the direction of the blizzard.
Yes, the blizzard is the ship is what's causing the blizzard. It's leaching all of the heat. Does anyone have a way of either producing a lot of heat or absorbing cold? Like, here's the thing. I suspect that the ship itself is what's doing it. So I would assume the logic is if we destroy the ship or damage the ship, it might end the effect. But I'm not a wizard. My magic is esoteric. It's through the spirit and the soul
What
and
if
the
we
light.
remove the memoriam from the ship? I assume that's what's doing it, right?
Did you
That's the
really?
new edition.
Juvi? Yes.
Did you just really ask if someone can create a lot of heat?
Juvie is hot.
I yeah.
Cave to yourselves?
Yeah.
I mean,
The
I was
temperature go up.
Yeah, it was actually a little bit on purpose. I was hoping that you would just say yes and take charge, but
Subtlety.
my attempt at humor has failed spectacularly. Do you think you can produce enough heat that maybe it would overload the ritual?
Maybe.
Sort of like clogging a root. We have these roots that bring water from the surface and we tap them in the sun gardens. But sometimes if those roots get overfilled with too much water, it can cause a backup and an explosion. But I'm not sure if fire can work the same way. You're the expert.
I could try to attempt to. But I'm not sure how much power this person out there gathered so far.
Wait a minute, I just thought of something. Where is my brain? Sonorum, can you share a vision? My memory, can you share my memory with Moore so Moore can create a portal to the deck of the ship?
Would this be something I do naturally, or will it be a roll? A draw?
No,
of the
I mean,
cards?
the sharing of memories is just a thing you've built into your backstory. This is also me making this face right now is like, God damn, portal magic really does change progression in this so quickly.
I thought it was an escape hatch, but I'm like, this is so useful.
This isn't an escape hatch. This
is a
is
skeleton game.
this is the high fantasy equivalent of the old school Super Mario Brothers level skip. That's what Jenna has implemented here.
I'm Dr.
Jenna has
Strange.
clipped through the top of the screen and just found the warp pipe to the next layers.
We're taking a shortcut.
That is entirely feasible.
Okay.
I will here's what I'll tell you.
Mhm.
Sonorum can share the memory fine. Making the portal be stable enough on a place that you know there are hostile people on, just as a reminder, because this is information that Moore would know.
Mhm.
That would probably come down to a skill check.
Okay.
All right. You guys, Sonara will say yes and pull out a shard and holds it out for both of you
Okay.
to touch.
Yep, we touch it, and
Everybody
I
put your hand in the middle.
Group activities are really fun.
I close my eyes and I just because it's still fresh in my brain, and just sort of like just focus on like the ship and point by point by point of all of the memory.
I have a better idea. It looks like he hasn't made too many changes to the interior of the ship. So I've spent some time on the ship. So I could portal us into like somewhere that's a little less discreet, like a storage hold, you know, like the cargo
Ooh.
space. And then we
That's
could go from there.
brilliant.
I like that.
Juvie, I'm so sorry. I presented a solution and then I just immediately jumped to another one. What do you think?
Oh, good for me.
All right.
It's like I took away your chance to be really cool. Juvie is like, no, I know. I'll be cool
Juvie.
enough all the time. I'm both hot and,
Wait till
cool,
this
and cool all the
Wait
time.
till this shirt burns off. You
No.
never try to be cool.
The new campaign goal as a group is to burn off the rest of Juvie's top. This is the new goal of people, apparently. According to our Zoom chat, this is the new goal. And Ida is currently in our Twitch chat asking for fan art, please.
Fan art.
Fanfic writers, you know what to do. Putting this as an actual statement to anyone who watches it as a VOD in the future. Fanfic writers, you know what to do. Artists, I will love you forever. I love you anyways, but if you do this for me.
You know, I have a secret stash of fan art.
Okay.
Is it of our campaign? Because
Who knows?
Okay, setting aside lechery for but a moment.
Yes, of course.
But a moment.
So Moore just thinks about and like start setting up a portal to go into like the cargo hold. And I don't know if you want me to make a skill check on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to make
Okay.
a skill check. Then
I keep
I
trying to
will
roll
do
dice,
something.
but I have to draw cards. I like always have
Okay, here we
dice
go.
next to me. So what do we want me to draw on this one?
I think
Sigil
whatever. Yeah, I think Sailory, because that's mainly it's based around like doing sort of enchantments and such. So I think this is a big enough thing. Let's go with Sailory. Also, Caro, your comment is gonna get the bonk from Ida at some point.
I got a 7 and a 4, so we'll take the 7.
Okay. So here. Okay, you're taking the 7, which means you can bank the 7 for later as well, if you'd like. So here's what happens, because I also drew my own card, because I will note Esper did kind of give away where you are by poking and prodding. So
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
here's what happens. More, you're in the midst of making the portal,
Mhm.
and it's looking pretty solid. You have an end destination in mind. It's right about this moment where you hear, it's very faint, whichever one of you has the most like perceptive senses.
Probably the
You just
lower
hear
one.
from even through the blizzard just far away. Cannon fire is just launched through the air, through the blizzard, and is crashing the cave around you.
Oh God.
Oh,
Oh.
portal,
So-
go.
Yes. Yeah. So Sonorum, you may or may not have a home after this, because
Stop.
Esper did kind of give away where you're at, and you have a pissed off dragon-ish being who's not happy about who's aware of you all and is going to just make sure he can bury you first.
I mean, I got to live in it for 30 minutes. It's fine. That's more than enough. Yes, I will. Hearing the bombs coming, Sonora will just go, danger, go, and start ushering everyone and make sure they're the last one through since they're rock.
So here's what I'm going to do to represent what happens with the cannon fire, the after effects. I want
Okay.
everyone to draw a card, and I want
Okay.
you to tell me what it is.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a 6.
It's a
Six.
4.
Or
I also got a 6.
Oh,
six.
I got an ace.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Hey,
No!
Okay, TPK, that's a wrap, guys.
no, it's not.
I really
TPK.
almost feel like
No,
it
no,
should
no.
have been a 3, 6, 9.
Here-
I'm
here's the
sorry. We
thing.
lost Mother Mercy. We can't go on.
No, it's not.
Oh, no.
It's all over.
The
The
campaign
world
just ends if
ends.
Mother Mercy dies. It's the
All
equivalent
of
of
our
like
Yeah.
potential.
it's just our Aether campaign equivalent of the scene from was it Brooklyn 99. It's like I've only had this dog for one day, but I promise you
Yes.
that I will kill every single one of you and then myself.
Yes.
If anything.
if
Yes.
anything happened to them.
Yes.
Okay.
Instead of the dog, it's Mother Mercy, but several admirers just holding on to her all at once.
Yes.
Just everyone in the campaign, like even Sonorum, like crouches down to make sure they're smaller than Mother Mercy because the love is so strong. It feels kind of near her. That counts the same. Mother Mercy, as you're making your way into the portal, you all make it through. Like Sonorum, you make it through. More, you make it through. Esper, you make it through. Juvia, you make it through. And then you watch as Mother Mercy comes in. Initially, a smile on her face, and then kind of looks down, and you see that there are shards of crystals embedded in your body.
no.
You take 2 stress from that.
Oh no.
The pull was to decide who is actually going to get hit by the cannon fire by nature of initiative.
Oh,
no.
So you wanted to draw high for that.
And we all drew very, very low.
You all drew poorly, but Mother Mercy
So
had the
poorly.
worst one. But you, right now, you are in a storeroom in the ship. So
Go ahead and blow 5 potential to muffle our sounds.
Okay.
I'm going to use Soothe. Spend an action to remove stress from a willing target without making a skill check.
there you go.
And that's tied to Theurgy.
What's your skill up on
which-
TRG?
+2.
Okay, so here. Oh, I believe we just got a raid. Hello there, Redemption VA. Happy to have you joining in. You're welcome. You're coming in around the tail end of our experience where our party just teleported into the storeroom of a flying crystalline pirate ship currently leaching heat from an entire layer of a subterranean mountain. And our lovely, fantastic marionette performer Mother Mercy just got hit with cannon fire that embedded shards into her body because Kestrel, our
Man.
player, pulled an ace at the worst time.
I'm not having a
And
hot
what-
girl summer right now. I'll tell you
It's-
that much.
Oh,
Well, of course you're not. It's cold. It's a blizzard.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just healed 2 stress though.
Yeah, so that's
Thank you
covered.
so
But
much.
you had to do the potential to do that. But so
Oh no, I don't have to spend a potential for Soothe.
what?
Heal is the one I spend potential for.
Got it,
I
got
could
it.
double check it, but
So
This is so
here's where we're
amazing.
at. So we have around 10-15 minutes left.
Okay.
This Oh, hello there, Lore Mistress. Thank you, Kat. You are as ever a fantastic being, and you are much loved. So here's what I'm going to give you. This is going to be essentially a skill challenge. It is not a combat encounter yet. But what this is no one on the ship is aware of your presence, and this is a massive ship.
Mhm.
So you have 3 chances of some kind. Actually, I'm gonna make this an unknown amount of things you have to succeed. You need to get successes of some kind. I won't tell you what the number is. And you have to beat out you have to beat that before you get 3 failures. The fail condition here will be they are fully aware of where you are at, and this will become a full brawl. The win condition here is that you will find out, you will be in an advantageous position to whatever you're going to do next session. So we'll. No, go Mark.
I was going to say, does the muffle, I mean, at least
The
from a
muffle
sound
is
perspective,
the muffle has just made sure they're not aware. They didn't hear any of the magic. They didn't hear the soothe or Mother Mercy being in pain. That will
Yeah.
help you if you make the because you've used that. If you make the case for how it might help with something else, I will give folks +1 because you have spent the potential to muffle everybody, because that is a big help if anyone's trying to do something sneaky.
yeah.
Or if you're
Yeah.
trying to do something very big, but you don't want to make noise with it,
Mhm.
I will say muffle has helped for that. But for where we are at,
Mhm.
I'll go about 1 or 2 tries. But remember,
Yeah.
you have the win condition here is that you will be in advantageous position for whatever you do to kick off next session. You are in the hold of this ship, and you have an X amount of successes you need to get. Who is taking the first go at this?
Um,
I'm going to try to use my empathy in order to read the number of like potential hostiles we have aboard this ship besides Alaric.
Okay. That's information. So draw for empathy. Tell me what you draw,
Okay.
and then decide what you're going to play.
Wow. Okay, I drew 3 queens.
Ah,
what?
That is the biggest
This is
lesbian energy
bullshit.
I've ever seen in a hand. I'm here
Sappho's
for it.
herself is looking down on us right now.
Sappho's just win. You know
Yeah.
what?
Epic.
You know what? They just got back their
Blessed.
memory. We're gonna give it to them. Here you go, bud.
Blessed.
3 queens.
Blessed.
Absolute
Yes.
blast.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's full success on that. So
Yeah.
Sonorum, here's the information you get. That is 1 success. Sonorum,
Yes.
from reading out, you have like almost ethereal, emotional, like sonar kind of happening. This is my favorite way of describing an ability ever. I love that you picked an empath style character. I love empath psychopomp characters.
Mhm.
So you sense a like unfathomable level of malice coming from like the front of the ship, like where the cabin is. You have a clear sense that's where Alaric is. There are a few distinct combatants. You see someone who is you feel a sense of someone who is very sneaky, who you get a ping of they have a rifle and a pistol of some kind and a cloak that seemingly is masking their movement and their position.
Wow.
Someone else, both of whom at one point, you know the Shattered Pirates you fought a few sessions back? Yeah, they look kind of like that, but now they're dragon touched. Like features of their body are becoming dragonoid. And each of them seems to have pistols. And one of them seemingly is occasionally like fixing something for the cannons and when you need to get stuff. Is teleporting around different spots. Both of those two, they don't look very strong, but they do look like there's at least 2 confirmed who are main attention. And there's a lot of other smaller ones who relatively same level of strength. So above table, you have right now an elite assassin of some kind. You have 2 minion style enemies. And there's at least a few dozen minions like sleeping or currently doing stuff on the rest of the ship. They could very easily be summoned into this combat. You get the sense that, like, if you are not very careful how you approach this, this is going to become a wave of creatures coming after you. So you have that. Yes, Jimmy.
So my lizard, since I didn't took it back, it's still like has a sleeping position in Morse hair. Can I use this
You could.
to send it out to scout for us, so that if we are making an approach to the chambers of that captain, that we could like probably pass by some encounters if needed.
You could. I will say there's one thing that Sonorum you pick up on, and this one is
Mhm.
mildly relevant actually to Juvie. You sense another being somewhere deeper within the ship. Like, it's hard to make out the thoughts. They're definitely more akin to your own, so they're not humanoid. They're not dragonkin, they're not dragon touch, they're not into that. But you hear someone's thoughts saying the equivalent of too hot, too much heat, too much. And as they're saying this in their mind, the sounds coming out, it sounds like the sloshing of lava and volcanic energy. And you have a distinct last like glimpse that there is some sort of fire elemental, or perhaps more accurately, lava elemental being held somewhere in the ship that is being used as the magical font to absorb the heat. In other words, Brenna is here and is currently being used as a makeshift engine for this process.
All right, but I don't know.
You don't know who this
significance,
is. You just know that that elemental is. But if you mention,
Okay.
I will say, like, above table information, the group also is aware. Like, if you mention it, Juvie, you know exactly who that is.
Okay.
So yes, you could do the lizard thing. But does this change what you're planning to do?
Yes.
Yes. We actually dramatically.
But so, yeah,
All right.
that is one success, Sonorum. So basically, your takeaway info is that there's about 4 or 5 main combatants that you get the sense, given their level of attention, they'll be ready to combat if anything happens. And there's at least a few dozen small fry scattered about the ship
Okay.
that if Alaric makes the call, you're going to have waves of enemies coming after you.
Okay.
So you have information. That is one success. Who is doing the next thing?
Hold on a second. Let me look at what I have.
Did you want to use your little lizard friend Juvie, or did you want
to
something else? Okay.
scout where the fire the lava eater is.
Okay. What is the skill that you are using for the lizard?
So that is basically I would say that's part of conjuration.
Okay, so you would
Since
draw
I
for
created that
conjuration.
thing, yeah. What was my level in conjuration? I think it was low. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yes, 1 card. Let's see. A queen.
Yeah.
Lesbian Visibility Week, everybody. Lesbian
Yeah.
Visibility Week.
Yes.
Good God.
The cards are on
Yes.
theme.
Mhm.
If you all draw queens, I'm going to be so mad, but also impressed because Lady Luck herself has to be gay.
Mm.
100%.
So, Juvie, your lizard friend does basically they would come back, and because you have it's like a find familiar equivalent, right?
Yeah,
Like you can
it's basically a familiar. I can communicate telepathically with it. What does the book say? Conjuration somewhere. Please give me this.
have a reference stock I gave you all, damn it. It's like, but it's not
Uh,
pyromancy, so it's not relevant.
Yeah, it's not
Mhm.
relevant. It's conjuration. Yeah, at any distance.
Yeah. Wow. At
Yeah.
any distance. Jesus Christ. God, I love this system's magic. Anyways, so Juvie, you get a pretty detailed sense of how different pirates right now are making their rounds. And I will say you are able, because you can tap into the senses of the lizard friend as well, that you are hearing conversation that essentially boils down to, yeah, folks are being forcibly converted into long-term being on the ship now. Like, not everyone's super jazzed to become part dragon. Not everyone's really down for that. But folks don't really want to, they don't really want to say no, because you do pick up enough conversation that it's the equivalent of two dudes at a water cooler saying like, I don't know, man, maybe we should just try and leave. No. The last person who tried to say something like that got about 30 feet away from the ship, and then he roasted them. And the other person who tried, that he didn't roast, he just shot.
I really want to reveal the information to the rest of the group.
So that is 2 successes, folk.
I have some ideas, but
Let's go with yours
So-
more.
if Juville is telling us that some of the crew wants to get out, I could just portal them out. How about that? And then we don't have to deal with them because they're not forced to fight us. And then just they're free.
How about we portal them out with including the lava eater?
Well, that was also the other thing. And if you know where
Mhm.
she is, I can probably we can creep up there and get the lava eater. Maybe we get the lava eater out first, and then we just, start.
If the lava eater is powering much of this ship's magic, well, why don't we cut them off at the source and then deal with the rest?
Yeah, we could.
I think that would be much better. I'm more than willing to back everyone up, but let's
Mhm.
move quickly and get the lava eater out. They are also incredibly formidable opponents. So if we have one on our side, they'll be able to help us at least buy some time.
If you'd like, I can communicate with this friend of yours, Juvie, potentially, and get them on board with this, just so they're not surprised.
I can communicate with them quite well.
By all means.
But
Okay.
it would need to get to a specific location.
But it might not hurt to communicate. Are
Oh,
you
I can
able
always-
to telepathically send messages to people?
No.
So I might be able to if I use my soul forging, because I can astral project and spirit communicate.
Ah,
True,
that
so
might be
wait,
useful
Hmm.
for getting the.
wait, so
Let's start a mutiny.
But-
I'm not saying let's start a mutiny, but I'm also saying let's
I
start a
can
mutiny.
like alter the hearts of the people on the crew. Be like, hey, you don't. wanna
I
go."
love Karo looking back at their list and just realizing, wait, I do other shit besides pyromancy.
I do have other abilities. Whoops.
It's just so
Forgot.
funny to me because I just heard them go like, wait, what? You can do that? I was just focused on
Oh
fire.
yeah, you have soul forging as well, don't you, Juvie? That's so
Yeah.
funny. Because
You
yeah,
might-
You
Second
just
level.
made a flamberge last session.
This is amazing.
soul forging has a domains to conjure weapons, astral project, bound items, and spirit communication.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
see this.
Oh,
and it's-
cool, yeah.
I
I
just
have-
basically use this as a different way to get a map. I'm a simple-minded person. Don't judge me.
So fair.
Karo has
Good.
adapted
Burn it
their
with fire.
character's lizard brain approach
Uh,
of fire.
So I
It's
just wanted to throw
Fighter
this in.
fire.
I know this seems like a lot, but Aether RPG also has spirits as part of their domain, and it says I can use Aether RPG to heal targets, deal damage by corrupting their soul, detect spirits within range, and communicate with them and reduce status effects on targets. So I know this sounds like shenanigans, but is there a way like I don't know, maybe Juvie and Mother Mercy and I could do some sort of like mutiny ritual where we just sort of pulse out this like message to the ship that, you know, we're coming for the dragon and now's the time to escape.
I love the phrase mutiny ritual.
I know. I want someone, for the love of God, whoever watches this on the VOD, even if it's just Aida, please mark this spot in the VOD of mutiny ritual. I want this to be a goddamn clip.
What, we
Ritualistic
all-
mutiny.
we all have magical powers to communicate people through their minds and their spirits and their hearts. And the book, I've been reading more of the book, Angela, and it says it encourages us to come up with non-violent resolutions for conflicts.
What do you mean, non-violent?
The book, yeah.
That's not Julie speaking.
Julie's
That's
like,
Taro
"There's
speaking.
nothing
What do you
true."
mean non-violent?
Yeah.
Oh, are you
Mutiny,
kidding me?
non-violent mutiny.
I'm the player that
Non-violent
built
mutiny, the
Esper.
first ever to have happened. Okay, here is what I'm going to tell you. I need one of you to decide to be the one to make the check. However, if both of the other two people who aren't making the official check make their own skill check and pass, you will get a +1 to that. To the person who is making the check to try and actually facilitate a mutiny effect, they will get a +1 to their card draw. Here is the other thing, though. This is affecting the entire ship, or at least all of the inhabitants. And also, as you saw with Alaric's control right now, he's quite substantial in the power department. So this will be a contested check as well.
Yep.
Some
Yeah.
of those people might be under his control, so we'll be
Exactly.
letting
So-
them know. So we might want to get the elemental out first, or the
All right.
lava eater out first, and
I say,
then
I say
mutiny.
this as we are approaching the last 10 minutes of stuff because we did start a little bit late, but we got about 10
Okay.
minutes left, folks. I want to respect
right.
people's time. So I need decisions. What is this next step you're doing? Are you going through with trying to do Brenna stuff, or are you going to do the mutiny route?
I'd say
First the
Brenna
lava
first.
eater and then the
Okay.
rest.
Brenna.
So,
Yeah.
Norm, you would have seen and you would have been able to communicate that the lava eater is not just, just kind of randomly there. There are guards, and there is like being magically contained and being used as like the engine for this place. So you have to get around that in some capacity. That is sort of your way of getting through that. Whether you can communicate and find a way to empower them, get rid of the guards to make it easier for you to sneak in and do a thing, or just break the wards so she can just naturally just go ham on everybody.
What if I transmutate into another guard that I know of and tell them that those guards that are in front of them, that they're actually needed somewhere else on the ship, and I'll cover for them, and then we just sneak in, get Lava Eater out.
I like that. Do you have were you thinking deception, or
I
what
have
were you thinking?
transmutation and voice mimicry. So transmutation, I could change my appearance into that, and the voice mimicry, I can sound like that guard.
What skill are those based off of?
Or
Does
transfiguration. Sorry, not
Transfiguration is the magic that lets you. Is the magic skill
Yep,
that lets you do
that's
that.
the
Okay,
skill.
so draw
Yep.
for transfiguration. Let's
Okay.
do this path. Let's make this the second to last one for this session. So more draw for transfiguration. Tell me what you draw.
I am going to use a potential to use my banked jack, and then I drew another jack. So we've got 2 jacks, which
Okay.
the gay gods
Ooh.
approve of as well. So
Hey, twinks are fine. The jack and
Yeah.
the twink, it's
Yeah,
fine.
Jack is a good
Yeah.
guy.
That's not Esper dancing. That's Ector dancing at the time.
That's
So-
Hector.
So you are able to sneak by. The guards are convinced by Moore's deception. They're sort of like, "Oh man, is there really another shift? Man, okay. Listen, but I'm not next in line to get the dragon thing, am I?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Because it's just kind of weird, man. Like folks just come back. They have like scales in weird places, and then
Yeah.
occasionally the teeth grow really big. They shoot out fire.
Yeah. No, and then the whole like not being able to control like what you do, and like kind of,
Yeah, the whole loss of will and agency thing, it's not a thing I approve of. It's kind of ethically unsound. Like, I know we're pirates, but we're not like, non-consensual and a lot of other things. Like, it just feels really
Yeah, no, we just
terrible.
normally steal from people and stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
we just
like it's
steal
not
stuff. We steal items, not people's will or agency.
right,
Like, it's
right,
just terrible.
exactly. I'm with you. So yeah, I mean, if there was a way out, I mean, you guys would be totally down for it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
bro.
would be really great. If man, if
Come see me later.
okay, I'll
Well,
get back
but
to you.
well, like meet me here later, okay? Like
All right,
maybe, like,
yeah. I'll let you
know.
do your shift. I'll let you do your
All
shift.
right, all right.
Thanks, bud. Like there's like a fist bump away and everything, and you just see. I will note for the record, this person had a really nasty looking halberd. So
Yeah.
you have dodged, and the other one had a very nasty looking spear.
Yeah, more knows what kind of fighters are on this ship. It's not.
Yeah, they're not pleasant. There's some really nasty looking folks on here, but
Uh-huh.
that is a third success.
Awesome.
I'll reveal it right now. You need one more success in order to make this a win condition of you will be advantageous for your next go. Brenna is in this, and Brenna sees you, Juvie, and is like, is like, you've seen things take a lot of fire being what you once were. It's a lot of pain that they're in, like a lot of pain right now.
Do I have the sense it's safe to approach, or is there any kind of barrier or something that
You're seeing the moment that anyone makes a step forward, there's like 4 little nodes that enclose a bubble around Brenna and are like now siphoning like heat into them.
Juvie,
So this is the last thing. If you are gonna try and get them out, which I will fully disclose above table, this will remove her as a combatant from next fight.
Just
If you can
spell
pull
that.
this off.
yeah. Would you like me to dispel this?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Boom. I will spend a potential to dispel.
They immediately like charge and jump onto Juvie. It's just like, friend.
He will cuddle back.
Thank you.
I think we're about to be noticed because now the source of the ship's power is gone. So maybe I should get this portal going for
If I
Brenna.
can do this
I'm going
away from the mic for this.
Yeah.
You just hear from a distance, "Roar!"
Ooh.
Like you hear a dragon roar, like the most primordial of screams of rage.
Ooh, he's big man.
Mm.
Mhm.
And this is sort of the scene. Unless someone reacts immediately right now, I'm going to give you the last image for what you're going to start off on for next session. Bring it.
Create a portal. What?
You hear like what sounds like pitter patter of something ceiling above you, and then you just hear as you watch like humanoid draconic claws tearing through the ceiling.
Ah.
Oh no!
And just lies down. Hello, lovely. It's good to see you again. Where are you going with my engine?
I was planning on taking this captive back to where she came from. Like
Let me make
ethically
something-
sound things and stuff,
Let me make something very clear to you right now.
Oh no.
You do what I want you to do. Unless you'd like to be in the grave right now. And that is where we're ending the session. As this is gonna be what it's gonna be for next session, because you've removed Brenna from the fight, though.
That's good.
That's
Yeah.
a really no. I'm saying this as your GM. That's really good. She can hit multiple targets with
Mm.
flame related things,
we
and
took
all
away
of her
one of the
abilities.
AoEs.
Yeah, no, they have AoEs, and all of them inflict burn too,
Oh. Mm.
which is basically really rough poison for all of you.
Yeah, Moore's not
So-
a fan of the whole being burned.
So, thank you for
Esper
everyone
neither.
who's turned in. Thank you for the raids. Thank you to my players for all this handling the emotional duress and handling a skill challenge really well. Those was good decisions by all of you. Gonna go around very quickly. Everyone, just say who you are, one thing you're involved with, and then we'll get up here real quick. My name is Angel Lemos Mogrovejo. I have been your GM, and I am so proud and happy to say that as of when this session is being aired on April 27, 2023, that the second zine for Girls Write These Worlds has been released, Legacies Broken and Unfulfilled. We are live, people, and there's so much amazing art, and I contributed a playbook to this, and also the artwork for it. Oh my God, I'm so in love with the artwork for my playbook. It's so sexy, it's so beautiful, it's so brown, it's so good. But that's me. I'm gonna pass it over to Hector.
Okay, I am Hector Marwan Reyes, at Keiichi Okami on Twitter. I play Esper, the guardian, the first guardian of the Sun Guardians. You can find me in 2 weeks on Monday on Girls Run Worlds, playing an amazing mermaid on Touch of the Ocean, Glitterheart's mermaid amazingness.
Love it.
Fantastic. We're gonna pass on over to our Chaos Pirate, Jenna.
Hi everyone, I'm Jenna and I play More. And you can normally find me on the Tales from the Forgotten Trope Twitch channel. We are currently doing a long-term campaign of Masks, and it is set in the 1950s. So if you want to watch me play a lesbian himbo, that just wrecks things, come join us over there.
And keep that thought to myself. Moving onward to Kestrel. You said
Hi.
Rex things.
I'm Kestrel. I'm the Mother Mercy. You can follow me on Twitter at holocampus_. And I'm the editor for Monsterfuckers Anonymous, which has another episode coming out this Saturday. So if you like talking about fucking monsters, listen to that podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you very much.
Always a good topic. Also, always a treat, similarly, is our own fantastic Nikki.
Hello, I'm Nick, and not much going on for me currently, but when I do stream, I will be streaming on Nick's Nat1 #1, which is the name I use for all of my social media handles. I'm part of Nightshade Tavern, which is a Malaysian-based D&D Discord server, and whenever I run games for that server, I stream it on Twitch. So yeah, keep an eye out on that.
Fantastic. And last but certainly not least, the hottest fireboy around, Caro.
Yeah, hello. I'm Carol. I play Juvil today. You can find me on Twitter with the handle Blaine Unrifled, and you can see me again coming Tuesday here on this channel when we are playing our Eberron 5e campaign with the title Convergence Manifesto, which is like we're wrapping up the chapter we are currently in. So this is kind of cool to see.
Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to our fantastic producer, Aida, for just being amazing and giving commentary, like bonking us with the band hammer whenever we include loot thoughts at any point, Caro. And much love to everyone. We will see you next week as we get into this pirate ship encounter that I've been looking forward to, people. Let's do this. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week. Love you. Oh, and also we're going to be rating Evan at Maori Nerd, who's doing first playthrough of Last of Us. No spoilers. Take care, folks. Bye.